Hi everyone, it's Mio here, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fancy octopus. This character is actually inspired by Cheek and Stitch, and I'll provide a link below. You should check that out. She actually makes a plushy version of this octopus, and I thought it would be just really adorable to make a needle felt version. For more like these, please subscribe and check out my other videos. Let's get started. You're going to start off with a light blue wool and roll this into a sphere. For these types of projects, you'll need a sponge or foam board and a felting needle. For those who are new to needle felting, wool itself actually has a lot of cross links that you cannot see, and every time you poke your felting needle through the wool, it helps this wool to cross link and hold the shape that you're trying to form. Just make sure you rotate this piece multiple times so you come up with a really nice round sphere that won't come apart. And as you notice, the more you poke through the wool, the smaller your object becomes, and actually the more solid it becomes as well. Once you're happy with the body, we're going to move on to its itty bitty feet. You're just taking smaller pieces of light blue wool and rolling them into smaller little spheres. Again, I'm using the same technique by just poking the needle all throughout the little ball to make sure it's a really nice sphere. I formed 8 small little balls, or spheres, to form the little 8 legs that my octopus will have. Position each of the little balls onto the bottom of the sphere where you want the legs to attach. Gently use your felting needle to poke the little legs down and hold its place. As you can see, the little legs form actually a nice little circle on the bottom of its body. Pretty easy, right? At this point, you can kind of get the gist of what your octopus looks like, and as you can see, the basic body and legs is pretty much done. You can give it what type of face and whatever type of clothes you want. I think the mustache and the monocle is just so adorable, so that's what I'm going to give my octopus. For the nice little mustache, I took an orange felting wool, rolled it into a little cylinder, flattened it with my felting needle, and now I'm just giving it a nice little mustache shape. There really is no way to explain how I'm making this mustache. All I'm doing is eyeballing the shape of the mustache in my mind and just putting it into the wool. Any piece that looks out of place, just take your felting needle and gently push it right to where you want it. Just make sure you're really careful with the felting needle because this is a real needle and it really does hurt, and I poked myself many a times, and trust me, it's no fun, so be very careful with this step. Once you're happy with how the mustache looks, just attach it onto the center of its face and you can move on to the rest of the accessories. So a lot of you guys use different types of animal eyes to form your little characters. I actually prefer making my own out of polymer clay and sticking an eyelet on the back. I feel like it's easier to place into my character and position it where I want it to be. So I made my own, but of course you can use the animal eyes that you buy from any craft store. Now to form the little top hat, I'm just taking some black felting wool and making this into a shape of a nice flattened pancake. If the disc is too large, just take the felting needle and tuck in the edges of the wool to make it smaller. For the actual hat part, you're going to roll a piece of black wool into a nice little cylinder and shape this with your felting needle so that one part of it is actually wider than the other side. This makes it look more like an actual top hat. I spent a lot of time positioning the hat onto the rim to make sure that they fit nicely. Once you're happy with how the two pieces fit together, go ahead and needle felt them together. And you can use a nice little ribbon, or not if you choose to do something else, to make a nice little accent onto the hat. Position the hat onto your octopus and needle felt it down. Your octopus by now should look pretty spiffy. I'm going to take this one step further by giving him a little bit of blush. I just take a little bit of pink felting wool and place it right where his cheeks would be and just gently needle felt this down so it looks like he has a little bit of color on his adorable little cheeks. And if you want your character to have a monocle, you can make one. I made mine out of polymer clay. I just took some black clay, made it to a shape of a circle, baked it, stuck a eyelet on the very back, and all you have to do is pin it right where you want it, which is really on top of one of his eyes. And that is how I made this adorable fancy octopus. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. For more like these, please subscribe and browse through my other videos. And of course, I want to give credit to Cheek and Stitch for such a wonderful idea. Please check her website out. Thanks everyone for watching and good luck.